Hello, hello. How are you doing, mate? Usually I've got music on, but yeah, the music is my. How do I explain this? So I've got a headset, right, and it's with a audio interface. Wait, I'll show you. So here's the audio interface. The audio interface sends too much signals to my computer, so if I use too many applications, the microphone doesn't work anymore, and it lags out. So I've got to plug it out, plug it in, then, and it takes a couple of seconds, and it just messes up the broadcast. So that's why I don't use music anymore. I found that it solved the problem somehow a little bit. So yeah, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? You might have seen it in the title already. We have got a new league, which some of you might be from. I don't know. Jason. I do think. Let me have a quick look if there is a Jason in the lobby. Doesn't look like it, but maybe you're under a different name. That could be it. You know, you've got Blood Monetizer. No idea what his real name is, and then of course you've got Mike Taylor. I would assume his name is Mike. Same for Thomas W, for example. So I'm just gonna have a listen on the live stream to see if the quality is. Should be all right, I think. Yeah, should be all right. Yeah, should be all right. We are just waiting for the lobby to go live. We've got 13 people in, which is not bad. The comms box. There we go. The live stream has been shared to everyone, so everyone will be able to join the live stream. And hopefully we're going to have a few watchers, of course. How are you guys looking forward to Miami? I think everyone is choosing a car, so we should be ready to go pretty soon. You might have seen it in the thumbnail already. We're going to be racing around Miami. And usually I don't do this talking before live stream, but I thought, you know, you guys are new. You might have not known that I'm quiet during the starting soon. So we're all readying up. So I'm going to take a little break, although we didn't start yet. And then once we are live, I'm going to do the actual introduction. Yo, 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 Liquid. How are you doing, mate? How are you doing? Ah, you're in the lobby. I can see your name in the lobby. That's great. Okay, we've got 20 more seconds, 3 more people to ready up, so we will be there pretty soon. It's lovely, Dominic. I'm just gonna have a quick look because it seems like the PlayStation is not working for some reason. Let me have a quick look here, guys. Ah, there we go. Alright guys, welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas YouTube channel. Today we will be commentating over a race from Axis Mainstream Racing Series. Once again, a very difficult name for me to pronounce, but we're gonna try and remember that name. It seems like it's raining very heavily here in Miami tonight, and hopefully we're gonna be having a great race. We've got 13 people in the lobby. You will be able to see all the driver standings and the constructor standings right above me. So if you want to have a quick calculation of yourself of who is gonna get P1 and how many points they're going to score and what plays that would get them in the Drivers' Championship, you will be able to find all of that right above me. we're going to be having wet tires to start off the qualification with, so that will be a very chaotic qualification already. Usually rain equals to chaos, which, I mean, I can't blame them. I can't blame them. You know, you've got drivers crashing out, you've got drivers losing tire grip, you've got drivers, yeah, you know, it's just chaos. And that is also a lovely thing, because Miami, you know, Miami is a track where you don't have a lot of grip on the tires. That is just an annoying part about Miami, because you've got sector 1, which the Mercedes is going through right now. That is Gregory, and Gregory is one of the league admins coming down the straight at the moment. It's not really a straight because there are some bends in that, well, through that straight, but it is considered a straight because you do have the DRS coming through that part of the track. Then we're heading into a slow left-hander, kind of a 90 degrees corner, and then you've got a little bit of a long U-turn heading into the chicane part of the track. And on these wet tires, it is going to be very difficult for the guys to nail that corner section. We might want to go on board with Gregory here, as you've got a lot of curbs, and you can easily lose the car going onto those curbs. If you take the curb a little bit too heavy, you might be shot into the wall. Gregory almost going a little bit too deep into that corner. That could have ended very, very badly. If you go into the wall right there, you will lose a bit of your tire, unfortunately. And the problem is with the rain is that, you know, you brake, but you have to brake a little bit earlier, because otherwise you're going to shoot through, you're going to spin, all that kind of... You see here, Gregory, need to sort out his braking, because otherwise, I mean, it happened 2 times in only one sector, where he broke a little bit too late, shot through, almost went into the wall, off track. It's not suggested. So here we go, on a lap with the Red Bull driver, coming into turn 1, hard braking zone to your right. Then we're heading into a fast left-hander, which is turn 2, a fast right-hander, which is turn 3. And then we've got turn 4 being another fast left-hander. And we've got a little bit of a straight here first. Turn 4, and then we've got turn 5, turn 6, and turn 7, which is a very fast bend to the left. And a lot of guys make a couple of mistakes here. Then we've got turn 8 being that fast right-hander. No real braking needs to be done here. Yes, it is raining, Stinky. Yo, Stinky, how are you doing, mate? Coming through turn 9, a fast right-hander. And then we've got the DRS opportunity for the guys. Turn 10, this is... I think that the upcoming corner is turn 10, if I'm not mistaken. And we're heading into turn 11, which is that long right-hander. And I would argue that Sector 2 is one of the most difficult sectors on the calendar, if I'm being honest, especially in the rain. And almost goes into the wall there. Almost goes into the wall. Seems to be struggling quite heavily here, Gregory. And the interesting thing about this league is that they use realistic performance cars. So they've given the slowest cars to the fastest people, and the fastest cars to the slowest people. And the reason for that is because they want to equal the racing field. And that is something that I really admire. You know, you've got Chef currently in P1 in the Red Bull car. That might mean that it is indeed a short qualifying one. That might mean that he is a little bit slower compared to an AlphaTauri driver, a Aston Martin driver. Chef goes into the wall. Not sure what has happened there with the Red Bull driver, as I don't think anyone was right behind him. So let's go on board with someone else. And we might want to go on board with Mike Taylor. Puts himself on pole for now, and Chef has left the session. Maybe he needs another invite. I am not sure. Should I send him an invite? He's in the pit lane. Not sure how he got in the pit lane, if I'm being honest, because he got shot through. I don't know. Liquid Gassi coming across the line pretty soon in the Haas car. And that will be a P3, a 144.1. Thomas currently on pole with a 143.1. As we might want to go on board with Bloody Diamond. Currently coming across the line. What it will be for the Alpine driver, a P5, a 144.8. But as I was saying, you know, you've got these drivers all having equal pace as they're in a different performance of car. But, I mean, you can still see that the grid is quite spread out. Thomas currently in P1 with a 143.1, and then you've got P3 being 1 second slower, which is obviously not suggested, but maybe the guys are a little bit slower in the rain. That could be it. You know, you didn't do practice. Who would have thought that it would be raining in Miami, right? Miami is always sunny. today it is going to be raining really, really hard, and that is usually not something that the drivers like, of course. Remy coming through the main straight, DRS wide open pretty soon, although the guys will not be able to use the DRS because it is raining very, very heavily. So that, I mean, obviously to avoid any chaos, to avoid any damage, to avoid any, you know, dangerous situations, the guys are not enabling the DRS. That is a decision from the FIA, of course. And that has been implemented in the game too, so they will not be allowed to use the DRS. So here comes Remy, or Remy J. No idea how I should pronounce that. Coming through the fast left-hander at the moment, taking a lot of curve down the inside, almost going into the wall right there. Down the straight he goes. He's got the fastest second sector though. You might want to enable the track data and the lap data there. Into that fast left-hander he goes. Liquid gas coming across the line with a 142.0. Did improve by quite a bit on his previous time. I think he had a 144 if I'm not mistaken. And here comes Remy. He might be up for that fastest lap. And around the last corner, that fast right-hander. You do need to watch out because you usually tend to slip out there. Remy puts himself on pole, a 141.8 for now. As there's still 3 more people in the lobby. I'm just going to have a quick look if Chef needs an invite. Doesn't look like he needs an invite. Perfect. So it is indeed going to be a short qualifying, like someone has asked in the chat, Stinky1. And I think it is going to be a 50% race afterwards, but I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I think it is a short and a 50% race, as that is the usual format for leagues to run. So a very interesting fact here about the race, as the race has been sponsored by Demo Invest. That is, of course, Chef's company. And he's currently in P10. Not a great performance, but I mean, at least he did supply the race with something. Not a great performance, but at least a commentary, you know. As of course the Red Bull drivers both haven't set a competitive time yet, but we might see that later during the race. Get Smurfs still in the pit lane. 2 of the 3 drivers who haven't put a time on the board yet are in an outlap, and there goes Vexman. Spinning out, and is he beached on the curb? Doesn't look like it. Might have rear wing damage because he slammed the rear wing against the wall there. And he's sliding all over the place. Not sure what's happening. He's parking the car in a very strange location, the Ferrari car. Oh, he's sliding all over the place. Not sure. Well, I don't think his setup is quite well in the rain, if I'm being honest. I don't think it'll be a fast lap for the Mercedes driver today. A Monster coming across the line as he's going to be starting his qualifying lap. He's got that Alpine car right in front of him. On the throttle he goes. Not too fast though, because that could lose your car. Into 6th, into 7th, and then possibly going back to 5th or 4th. He's going into 5th to keep it gentle on the throttle. Into P5, into 5th, into 4th. And that Alpine car is bothering him. It is bothering him. Not sure if that Alpine car is actually on a lap. Almost goes into the wall, and he's impeding the McLaren driver. But I'm not sure if he was actually on a lap though. That might have been Bloody Diamond or Blood Monetizer. Both drivers already have put a time on the board. Monster will definitely be a little bit frustrated about that. You know, you're in a fast lap. You've got someone in front of you who hasn't been able. Ooh, intermediates already for Thomas. Is it already intermediate times? That is a good guess. A lot of guys on the intermediates already get smurfed on an outlap on the intermediates. We've also got Hybrid Play, we've got Beatty, we've got Mike Taylor, and then of course Thomas, who has set a pole time for now. Remy is still the first one on the wet tires. Well, the first driver in the list on the wet tires, as he's got a 141.8. And I'm wondering if he would come into the pits to go into intermediates. You see Thomas in the AlphaTauri car. He has come across the line to put himself on pole on the intermediates. And then Remy, I mean, you might think he wants to come into the pits to go into the intermediates, but he's still on track. Is he still going for a fast one? I'm not sure. Monster coming across the line to put a P5 on the board at 143.2. might want to go on board with Remy. He was up on his time. No, he wasn't up on his time. He was 5 seconds, 5 thousandths down on his time. But he's invalidated this lap, so he won't be able to come across the line and put a new lap in, unfortunately. So he'll probably put the intermediates on. A Monster just came across the line on the wet tires, as we might want to go on board with someone who is on the intermediates, including the Red Bull driver coming through that fast part of the track. He's got a McLaren right behind him. That might have been Monster, and he's gonna let him go through. Monster, who's probably not on a fast lap. So I'm just gonna check real quick if Chef needs an invite back. His Wi-Fi is gone, so Chef's Wi-Fi is gone. We might need to invite him back again, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Not sure if I actually can invite him back. Should be though, should be. Here we go. Send him an invite. He should be able to join back. As we're still on board with Smurf, but I don't think he was on a fast one at the moment. I think he will be going on another one next lap. He saved a lot of ERS. It seems like he's draining a little bit of ERS at the moment. That isn't very smart of him, if I'm being honest, because he's not on a fast lap. Well, at least I don't think he's on a fast lap, because he's let that McLaren driver go past earlier. And he was actually going off throttle there, so coming across the line in 147.6, and I think he will be going 1 for 1 right now. Into turn 1, hard braking zone, into third, possibly into second, actually. That is quite interesting. As we're heading into this difficult part of the track, you can see him lose the traction of the car a little bit there. The rear was sliding a little bit all over the place. And that is the annoying thing about Sector 1 here in Miami. You know, it's so slippery. Even on the soft tires, you're sometimes spinning around. And that's also because of tire overheating problems here in Miami. You know, you've got Sector 1, fast left, fast right, fast left, fast right. And that is putting a lot of pressure on your shoulders. On the tires, of course. Also on your shoulders, because you can't possibly make a mistake and you're going to put too much pressure. Oh, almost goes into the wall there, gets smurfed. Down the line into Sector 2 at the moment. He's already in Sector 2, of course, but into this difficult part of Sector 2, because Sector 2, the first part of Sector 2 doesn't mean a lot of things. I mean, doesn't reflect on, I'm not going to say good racing, but it's just a straight. And here in this part of Sector 2, you've got a lot of corner sections which the guys will be able to make moves in. But of course, I mean, down the straight, you will be able to make a move too. But it's just with DRS, of course. In the rain, it's not going to be an option. But then you have Slipstream, ERS, which you will be able to use down the straight. And you're just going to get past the car right in front of you. So that is great. Get smurfed. Coming into turn... I'm thinking about what turn it is. Possibly turn 18, if I'm not mistaken. And we've got turn 19 and turn 20 here in Miami. Coming across the line to put a 143.2, 4.3 tenths of an improvement, but it will only be good for a P9. One more driver to come across the line who hasn't set a lap yet, and that is going to be Isvaxman in the Mercedes car. Going a little bit too deep there, almost invalidates his track. Well, his lap. Down the line he comes. What will the Mercedes driver be doing? It will be a P8, not a bad lap at all, 143.0. And now you do see a little bit of a competitive grade, as you can see that Mike Taylor just coming across the line to put a 141.1. But as I was saying, you know, the guys in the midfield, they will be able to battle with each other quite heavily. You've got Tram and Vexman being quite close to each other, almost 600s away from each other. Then you've got Hybrid Plays and Blood Diamond being quite close to each other. Also, Liquid and Rami being quite close to each other. And then you've got the two top drivers being a little bit further ahead of everyone. And at the bottom, you've got a Monster and a Get Smurfed, who have quite of a similar time, only 200s from each other. Bloody Diamond coming across the line with a 139. Then we've got Liquid Gas coming across the line to put a pole position on the board. 2.5 more minutes to go in this qualifying session. A 139.4 is the time to beat from the Haas driver, and if I'm not mistaken, he is currently on pole, in P1 in the Drivers' Championship. So I'm just gonna have a quick look with the Drivers' Championship. So we've got a Haas driver in P1, and that might be Liquid Gas, but I could be wrong. Thomas in P2 who's currently in P6 in the qualifying at the moment. Then we've got Dom Walsh in P3, but I think he's in the chat. I don't think he's racing tonight, which is quite unfortunate because he was doing quite well in the Drivers' Championship, and there's still a lot of points to be gained throughout the season. We're heading into round 6 out of the 12, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, I mean, you know, you've got Liquid Gas currently in P1 in the Drivers' Championship. At least if that is Liquid Gas, though, I'm not sure. His name is Jason or something like that. I don't know. He didn't validate this lap, so he's not going to go for another one. I think Rami might be on a fast one, although he's going to let the Ferrari go past the Ferrari of Hybrid Place or Trem. Bloody Diamond, is he up on a lap? It doesn't look like it's 7 seconds slower. Petey not up on his lap either. Neither is Mike Taylor, as he's also invalidated this lap. And I'm not sure if he's got enough time to come across the line again. I think he needs to push a little bit more, because otherwise he won't have any time. Still 1 minute and 15 seconds on the board. Thomas is up on a lap. He is 5 seconds up on his time. And as he's entering... Wait, hold up. I think he improved last... I'm not sure, actually. Are we already in Sector 2? I don't think so. Let me have a quick look. We're heading into Sector 2. When coming across this corner, it'll be an improvement of 1.4 seconds. And that will possibly put him in P4. So he's definitely up on his time. And he's definitely gonna, well, get a lot of positions on the board. The Ferrari coming across the line to put a P2. That is Trem with a 139.4. Only 500s away from a Liquid Gas with still 30 more seconds on the board. Thomas, he's not going to get there, I'm afraid. 20 more seconds coming across this chicane. And it is going to be very difficult for Thomas right now to come across the line again. He's up on his time, though. He's up on his time. 2.4 seconds. And I was talking about Mike Taylor, of course, earlier. I wasn't talking about Thomas. Mike Taylor did manage to come across the line. Thomas up on his time. 2.4 seconds. How much more time will he gain here through Sector 3? Will it be an improvement? It will definitely be an improvement, but will it be good enough for Paul? Coming across the line right now, a 138.5 with a 3-second improvement for the AlphaTauri driver with a provisional pole position. But Liquid Gas is also up in his time, a 6/10 of an improvement. He's coming around the last corner. And will it be good enough for Paul? I don't think so. It will be enough for Paul. A 138.3 for the Haas driver. Blood Diamond coming across the line to put a 138.4. Rami also up on his time, I think, heading into Sector 3 at the moment. And will he be up on his time? He will be up on his time. 1.4 seconds. That will be good enough for Paul. Rami is on his way to grab the pole position here in Miami. It is raining. It is intermediate tires. But that does not stop the McLaren driver heading into the last corner section of this track. He needs to nail that corner as good as possible. Coming past the last corner. Here he comes. Rami down the line. Will it be good for Paul? The McLaren driver does put himself on pole, a 137.6. And he has been very smart, waiting until the last second to come across the line. And what a time from the McLaren driver. Blood Monetizer, DLP driver, putting himself in P5. As there's a little bit of yellow flags through Sector 3 at the moment. That might be the Mercedes driver, letting everyone go past. Vexman coming into the pits, and I think that will be qualifying over for everyone. Rami runs away with pole position with Liquid Gas, and a Blood Diamond followed right behind. Where we've got Thomas, a Blood Monetizer, SRL Trem, Monster, PD, Vexman, Hybrid Play, Mike Taylor gets smurfed, and Chef all the way at the bottom of the grid. I'm just gonna have a quick check if Chef needs an invite back again, because I thought he had some connection issues, and doesn't look like he needs to get in again, so I've sent him an invite. You should be able to join through that invite. And that is the qualifying over here in Miami. Rami, who I think is currently in P4 in the Drivers' Championship, is definitely securing a good amount of points here in Miami. Of course, I mean, he's not securing them yet because he needs to switch, well, turn that qualifying into... Yeah, okay. Thank you, Liquid. Appreciate it. I will change the name on the standings for next week. Appreciate it, mate. So Rami needs to turn that qualifying into a good position in the race, but I've got full faith in him. I do think he's going to be able to do so. Then of course we've got Liquid being a Jinx GN, and then we've got Blood Diamond in P3. The Alpine drivers actually being in the top 4 in the Constructors Championship. The only team in the top 5 who's behind them is McLaren, but they're going to be scoring a good amount of points today. We've got Haas in P1 being, I think Jinx GN is the only driver for Haas. Because, look at the points, right? Jinx has 70, Haas has 70, so, you can connect the dots yourself. Then we've got Mercedes in P2 in the Constructors and AlphaTauri in P3 in the Constructors, of course, being led by Thomas W. I'm just going to get a quick sip of water before we're heading into the race, as it is going to be 29 laps around Miami, but it is sure going to be a good race around here. Okay, we've got a formation lap first, so that gives me a bit of time to blow my nose real quick, because I've got, I don't want to talk nasally, and it is a bit annoying if, mediums and softs is the strategy these guys are going for. I wouldn't have gone onto the softs if I'm being honest, because here's the thing on the softs, right? You're going to have so much trouble with your tire overheating. That is just a problem here around Miami. So look at the guys who are on the softs and look where they at around lap 5, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. So I will be right back in a second. Just one little break. Perfect, there we are again. The nose has been cleared. And let's hope the track will not be cleared by a guy somewhere at the back of the field not knowing his braking point. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident that will not happen in this Ultimate Professional League. We've got a very interesting strategy from Pirelli themselves. It's either a medium to hard strategy or a soft medium strategy. And I think they've put the softs on there because there's 4 people on the softs today. I don't think that would be happening if nobody was on the softs, if I'm being honest, but doesn't matter too much. Medium hards, hard mediums, soft medium, or medium soft, or medium soft, or medium soft hard, or medium hard soft. You never know what the strategy is around Miami. It also depends on how many safety cars there is, right? So if there is like 1 safety car, I think medium hards or hard mediums, or soft hards, or hard softs, but nobody's on the hards, of course, would work best. But of course, if there's 2 safety cars, you will possibly be going on to medium soft, medium soft, medium soft, medium hard. Medium hard softs could also be an option, because if there's an early safety car, the guys are going from the mediums to the hards, and there's a late safety car afterwards, they will be going from the hards to the softs. So it's a little bit of a strategical play here. And there's 2 drivers or 3 drivers on the grid already. I think that's 2 drivers, being the Aston Martin and the Ferrari, who have unfortunately, I think, had a collision. That's why they got disqualified. So their tires will be a little bit colder than the rest of the grid, who have warmed up their tires quite nicely. And we've got a McLaren driver in P1 leading the pack towards victory. And guys, we're currently in Axis Mainstream Racing Series Season 7, Round 6 of the Miami Grand Prix. And I hope things will be nice and clear into turn 1. We've got 5 red lights on the top of your screen, as you can see right now. 5 red lights, and away we go. A very good start from Blood Diamond already into P3. But he doesn't seem to make a move in turn 1. The AlphaTauri driver was looking to make a move. The Ferrari driver almost losing his car. That was Trem. And Blood Monetizer up into P5. We've got a little bit of a battle here at the back of the grid. The McLaren driver losing his position to Petey in P8. And this is going to be a very feisty battle between the both of them. The McLaren driver going a little bit too much onto the curb. Might have lost a bit of time through there. Petey running away at the moment. It seems like the McLaren driver almost going into the back of Petey right there. Down the straight they go. Petey had a different braking zone than the McLaren driver, and that's always the case here around Miami. You don't know where anyone is going to be braking. Petey with a lot of straight line speed. As you can see, he's going to go around the outside of the Ferrari driver right now. Beautiful overtake by Petey in lap 1. It seems like the Ferrari driver is not giving up, braking really late, side by side through turn 10. But Petey runs away with that position. Monster might be going around the outside. Doesn't look for it. He's going to wait for that straight because he knows that the Ferrari driver does not have any straight line speed. Petey, who was able to benefit from that straight line speed loss from the Ferrari driver. Here comes Monster down the straight. I'm not too sure. It just looks like Petey has a lot of straight line speed. That is just the thing. Mike Taylor making the overtake on Chef. Chef who managed to join back again. Vexman down the inside of Monster. And it seems like there's a lot of different setups here. Monster around the outside. The Mercedes driver is not giving up though. Takes that position from the McLaren driver. Rami in P1 and getting attacked from behind by the Haas driver. As Liquid Gas is trying to find his way around the McLaren driver. He's a little bit stuck. The top 3. Oh, there goes Remy. Almost loses his car, but he controls his car quite nicely. I mean, he took control of the car back, and that is the most important thing here around Miami. Everyone is going to have a snap, but it's what you're going to do with that snap, right? Are you going to take control back of your car, or are you going to shove it into the wall because you don't have any control? Liquid Gas running away from the McLaren driver at the moment. I feel like the McLaren is just a little bit faster in the qualifying, while the Haas driver is a little bit faster in the race. As you can see, already running away from Remy, who possibly has a lot of straight line speed. As you can see, gain a lot of time down that straight, coming out of turn 8. As they're now heading into this difficult part in Sector 2. And this might be where Liquid Gas has the advantage. As a little bit more downforce, almost loses the car right there, coming through that fast right-hander. As he's now going to run away again a little bit, and Rami catching back up. Although he doesn't look like it. I'm not sure why people are so slow down the first straight and then fast again down the second straight. I'm not sure. Here comes Blood Diamond taking a quick look. No, it was his teammate Blood Monetizer taking a quick look down the inside. Both drivers on soft tires. So they will be a little bit doomed when there is an early safety car, because both drivers will have to come into the pits, but they're right behind each other. So we're going to have a double stack. Here comes Trem. Trying to make a look up the inside. He's not going to get there. DRS not enabled. We've only got 2 DRS opportunities here around Miami, which is going to be coming out of turn 8 and then coming out of turn 16, if I'm not mistaken. Or 15, I could be wrong. So we've got a very interesting battle here at the back of the grid too, between Vexman, Monster, and then the Ferrari driver who's trying to catch up. He's just around that 1 second gap to the McLaren driver. Of course, you need to be within 1 second of the driver ahead to get that DRS. But it seems like Monster will have the DRS already, because we're in lap 3. And once you're in lap 3, you will be able to use DRS down the straights. Here comes Monster down the inside. The Mercedes driver is not going to give up. But it seems like he has too much straight line speed. He used a lot of his DRS already. His lights are blinking, as you can see at the back of his car. And the Mercedes driver keeps the position. That is, of course, Vexman, currently in P8, is going to score a decent amount of points for Mercedes. His teammate is not there, unfortunately, so it will only be 1 driver scoring points for the team, while Alpine, currently in P4 and P5, are going to be scoring quite some points for the team. Oh, and Rami gets past Liquid already down the straight. Liquid couldn't do anything about that. Blood Diamond on the tail of the AlphaTauri car. And the interesting thing, too, about running realistic performance is that, ooh, it seems like Trem just got past Blood Monetizer. Petey might be able to benefit from that mistake from the Alpine driver. But as I said, being in the realistic cars, this might mean that, oh, here comes Monster. He's not going to go for it, backs out of it. Did have the opportunity to go for it, but I think he thought it was too much of a risk, going onto the curb quite nicely there, but the room was not there, so he had to give up that position again. But as I was saying, you know, tire strategies and all that kind of stuff depends on the car you're in. Because you could have cars. Here comes Remy getting overtaken by Liquid already. DRS wide open for Liquid, but it doesn't look like he's running away from the McLaren driver at the moment. Look at that, Remy really being on the tail of the Haas driver. Down the inside he goes, and he brakes really, really late to get that position from the Haas driver. No switchback has been done by Liquid Gas. Also, Blood Diamond managed to get past Thomas there, coming through turn 10. And it's a very interesting race already at the moment. With a lot of battles, which I did not expect that. I did not expect that, if I'm being honest. Petey looking for an opportunity. DRS wide open down the straight. But also Trem will have the DRS Liquid, making the overtake on Remy again. And here comes Speedy. He had a lot of straight line speed before. He made the overtake on Trem before. And he's going to go for it again. Around the outside, DRS wide open. Trem does have the DRS too. He's going to brake really, really late. Trem to keep the position into turn 16. Oh, and the Alpine driver almost goes off track right there. Has a little bit of a snap. Is going to let everyone go through. And that might be those soft tires who are kind of... Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Someone has crashed out. And that is vexed, unfortunately. What has happened to the Mercedes driver? Lost his front wing. Coming into the pits at the moment. And I think this might be... and gets a 5-second time penalty. No way. That will be a very, very, very bad penalty for him. Because, I mean, when there is a safety car, even when there is a late safety car, you could come into the pits to serve that 5-second time penalty, but you will drop many, many positions due to that 5-second time penalty. It looks like he's already serving it. Wait, hold up. That doesn't make too much sense. I don't think you can serve that 5-second time penalty already, can you? No, I don't think so. So we've got a safety car. Will anyone come into the pits? Because I would say the soft tires are coming into the pits to go into the hard tires to finish off the race. But then, of course, you're going to be losing a lot of time at the end of the race because your hard tires will be gone. They will be gone. You know, 24 laps on the hards is such a hard ask from the hard tires, you know. So the guys on the soft tires, like I said, I mean, I said that they were gonna drop quite a few positions, but as things are looking like right now, Blood Diamond is really doing a good job. Getting the best out of those soft tires. You've got Blood Monetizer also on the soft tires. Did lose a couple of positions, I think 1 or 2 to Trem and Petey, but that was mainly because he was sliding all over the place like we saw before. Coming out of that last corner, he was having a little bit of a snap, which is obviously not great, and that's where he lost a bit of time. The medium tire... Wait, the medium drivers coming into the pits. Well, the medium tire drivers coming into the pits. And is Thomas going to come into the pits? Doesn't look like it. He's going to be taking the lead of the race. Blood Diamond on the soft tires, of course, coming into the pits. Trem is also going to stay out. And the rest of the drivers are coming into the pits. So was it the right decision for Thomas and Trem to not come into the pits? I'm not 100% convinced, but... I'm not sure, if I'm being honest. Oh, Trem, make sure to find the brakes, because you were almost going into the safety car right there. Remy going onto the hard tires, Liquid going onto the medium tires. So we've got a couple of different strategies already. Monster gets smurfed, Vexedman on the hard tires. We've got Hybrid Plays on the soft tires. So I think he's hoping for another safety car later during this race. But of course, you never know what to expect. It doesn't look like anyone has DNF'd yet. And Chef in P3 didn't come into the pits on 5-level medium tires. So he's going to be at the front of the pack, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep that position because he's got another couple of, you know, hungry drivers right behind him. Remy and Liquid Gas were fighting for that race win earlier in this race. They're going to try and get past Chef as soon as possible, also because they're on pressure, faster tires, so that makes a little bit of sense. 23 more laps to go here around Miami in the Axis Mainstream Racing Series. Make sure to check out Demo Invest too, because this race has been sponsored by Demo Invest. As I'll explain to you guys what Demo Invest exactly is. I'm just going to have a quick look, because I need to be 100% sure that I'm saying the right things, right? Uno momento. Alright, so Demo Invest is a trading company specialized in foreign exchange market partner with an education platform. So as you can see, it's quite a big company already. It is, I mean, obviously it is a great one as they're sponsoring this league, and hopefully we've got a very positive and a long ongoing relationship between I need to think of the abbreviations, AMRS and Demo Invest, so make sure to check them out. Or DM Gregory, if you guys are interested, make sure to do so. I will get a logo sorted pretty soon, but the problem that I was having today was, you know, I had an exam on Monday, I had an exam on Tuesday, I had an exam on Wednesday, which is today, and now I've got an exam on Friday, which I need to hand in all the documents that I have by tonight at 12 a.m. And the problem there is that I'm not finished yet. So I was a little bit in a rush trying to finish up everything, and I kind of forgot about making all these beautiful overlay screens. So I hope you guys are happy with it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a difficult thing here. A lot of different strategies here in the race. What I'm studying for? So I'm studying international... wait, hold up. What is the name in English? International entrepreneurship. Yeah. Can't join anymore. Wi-Fi got disconnected. Oh, that's ass, chef. You're currently in P3. What is this? Do you need another invite, chef? Of Gregory? Or Gregory, I mean. It's the same person. Do you need another invite, buddy? Oh, we've got green flags. But to answer Dominic real quick. So I'm studying international entrepreneurship, which is everything about international trade and all that kind of stuff. I've got business law. International business law, international marketing, all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't matter right now. We've got green flags, and it seems like the AlphaTauri is already going. Look at that. The Ferrari got caught sleeping. 1 second of a gap already. Because it seems like Rami is already trying to get past Chef at the moment. Chef not being in his car. Although that doesn't make too much sense because... Oh, I think his AI took over, didn't it? Here comes Remy trying to make the overtake on the Red Bull. No DRS will be enabled yet. Oh, and around the outside he goes. Chef breaking a little bit too early. Well, the AI of Chef, of course. And here comes Remy making the overtake. Liquid Gas also trying to get past Chef. Oh, down the inside he goes, but he got blocked a little bit by the Red Bull driver. As you can see, Chef had, or the AI of Chef having a lot of straight line speed. Now Liquid Gas trying to make a switch backward. Look at that move from the Haas driver up the inside in turn 8. And what a move was that by the Haas driver up into P4. And now his challenge of getting past Rami can continue. Rami trying to make the overtake on the Ferrari. Down the inside he goes. No DRS has been enabled yet. That will only be 2 laps after the safety car has come into the pits. Oh, what did the Red Bull driver do there? That was the AI, of course. Bloody Diamond. Oh, that was a little bit risky because he wanted to go down the inside. Oh, look at that. Liquid Gas had a quick look down the inside of the Ferrari driver, but decided to very quickly that he wanted to not make the overtake. Oh, what a beautiful line from Liquid Gas. Has more straight line speed than Trem at the moment. Up the inside he goes, but it doesn't look like he's got too much straight line speed. Look at that. Trem pulling away again from the Haas driver. And I think he will retake P3 if I'm not mistaken. Here comes Liquid down the inside, and he's going to brake a little bit later. Oh, PD making a very deep dive bomb up the inside of Bloody Diamond. And now the Alpine and the Red Bull driver are clinching wheels with each other. And they're going to be all the way at the back of the grid, I'm afraid. Bloody Diamond loses a couple of positions, drops back to P12. And it seems... Oh, well, red flag situation, guys. That gives me the time to... Oh, I was going to send an invite to Gregory. Doesn't look like it. All right, well, red flag situation. I have no idea what happened there, if I'm being honest. You know, they clinched wheels with each other. The Aston Martin made a very deep dive on, I think it was Speedy. Then the Red Bull and the Alpine were kind of clinched into each other, and they went into the wall together. But is that really a red flag? I'm not sure. Maybe because more than 3 people were involved in it. Could be it. Just gonna have a quick sip of water, guys. Gregory, I can't seem to... Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is, Dominic? I have never had a red flag until Monday this week. Like, from the 200 races in my career that I've commentated on, I have never had a red flag up until earlier this week. And then now I've got another one. Like 2 in 1 week from 200 races is crazy. We've got 5 red lights again, lap 11 out of the 29, and the guys will be going underway. Green flags and go, go, go. Rami is not going to be able to make the overtake up the inside. Thomas is going on to the soft tires, and there's a little bit of chaos here in the midfield of the pack. As it seems like Hybrid up. Oh, there goes Liquid Gas. Loses a lot of positions, slides all the way over the track and loses more than 10 positions. He came from P3 if I'm not mistaken, now down in P13. So you might want to go back to the front of the grid. Remy Thomas finds himself in a very comfortable position, if I'm being honest. Going onto those soft tires will definitely make him a little bit faster than Remy. He is right on the tail, but he will be a little bit slower through this part of the track. Well, not this part, of course, because it's just a straight line speed. I mean, a straight line. But Thomas, he will be able to pull away through this part of the track because he's got so much more grip on the tires. Going into the chicane, of course. As you can see, he's not really pulling away. Look at that. Rami on the hard tires, feeling very comfortable. He's within 1 second of Thomas. The guys will not be able to use DRS yet. I want to go back to the back of the grid here. Smurfed right behind his teammate. And Chef, of course, being in AI mode. A Liquid Gas getting past Bloody Diamond. Doesn't look like it. Seems like Bloody Diamond has a lot of straight line speed. And I'm not sure why I'm saying Bloody Diamond, because it's Blood Diamond. But, you know, Bloody Diamond sounds quite nice. Munster, oh, loses the car a little bit. Getting attacked from behind by the Aston Martin driver at the moment. And it seems like both Aston Martins find themselves in front and behind a McLaren driver. And Munster getting past PD, as it seems like Mike Taylor up in P4. He's on those medium tires, so they will be a little bit faster than the hard tires. The Ferrari driver behind him is running. Munster now trying to get past Hybrid Play, as Trem gets a 3-second time penalty. Very big penalty. Liquid Gas retired from the session. Another safety car situation. And we've just finished off a red flag situation, and we've done 1 lap after that red flag, and we're already having another safety car. So strategy wise, this is really difficult for the drivers, because I mean, you can just take 30 soft tires. Well, not really, because you'll only have a limit of like 3 soft tires, if I'm not mistaken, in a race. You had 3 in a qualifying, and I think 2 in a race, and then you've got a 3rd one if you don't use a set in the qualifying. But I could be wrong, it could be wrong. But strategy-wise, all the guys going onto a fresh set of softs, obviously, you're going to have a limited amount of soft tires. So is it really suggested going onto the soft tires early in the race? Because you don't know how many safety cars there are still going to be coming. You know, there could be 3 or 4 more coming in. Oh, wait, 1 second, guys. Yeah, so I had a little issue with my audio there. So let me know if the audio is still alright, because sometimes yeah, it's my microphone, it's the audio interface, like I said before. The Ferrari driver is coming into the pits. That is Trem. No, that's Hybrid Plays, of course. He was on 6-lap-old hards. Munster shouldn't have come into the pits. Safety car situation. And Thomas being on 1-lap-old softs. This is great for Thomas, because he can extend those soft tires a couple of more laps. Let's go on board with Hybrid Plays here, currently in P10. You know, coming out of the pits, I don't think he'll gain or lose too many positions. I mean, he did lose quite a few positions. I think he came from somewhere from P5 or P6 to P10. So he lost about 5 or 6 positions. 5 or 4 positions, my apologies. But he's, of course, on those fresh mediums. He might be able to take them with him. Come on, Blood Diamond. We've got Jaden in the chat rooting for the Alpine driver. Blood Diamond, I mean, P12 at the moment. It is not looking great. He's on the fresh soft tires, but yeah, very unfortunate. Liquid Gas currently in the chat says, I had the pace again tonight. Don't know what happened. That restart was... Oh, don't know what that restart was. GG's. GG's indeed, Liquid Gas. You were having a lot of pace, mate. You were having a lot of pace. I think You know what the problem is with a safety car restart, or like a race restart in general? Because I mean, red flags. You kind of lose a little bit of concentration because you've been racing for, I'm not sure when the safety car came out. Well, when the red flag came out, around lap 10, lap 11. You've been racing for 10 laps straight. Of course, you do have a safety car in between there, but you're still keeping the concentration on track. But with that red flag, your concentration will be lost for like 30 seconds. Not sure how long the red flag took. But you're not racing for 30 seconds straight, and you're not really concentrated on track anymore. So the thing that you were having 10 laps, well, the 10 laps before, was that you knew exactly where to put the throttle, where to put everything. I'm not sure if you actually got crashed out like with gas, but I'm assuming it was just a mistake from yourself. I'm not sure actually, because if you say don't know what that safety car was, well, don't know what that restart was, it might have been that you got crashed out. But there was a lot of chaos indeed. There was a lot of chaos indeed. But the problem that some drivers have, not you, but some drivers have, is that they lost concentration during that red flag. They don't know how to exactly execute that throttle input anymore, and they go a little bit too fast on the throttle. In Sector 1, that can be very, very costly, and that is usually what's gonna make you spin. That's something we've seen from, I think it was one of the Alpine drivers in Sector 3 too. They went a little bit too fast onto the throttle coming out of turn 16, and then, when you do that, you're gonna slide all over the place, and you're gonna get overtaken. I think it was Munster and a Ferrari driver, might have been Hybrid Place, making the overtake again on a Blood, one of the Blood guys. I think, would that be on purpose? Both Blood drivers having blood in their names? It might be very, very coincidental if both of the drivers did that. Like, if they don't know each other, I think that, no, the chances are very slim if that would happen. But what are the chances? Imagine, you're joining a league, your name is Blood, bum bum bum, and your teammate will be Blood, bum bum bum. That's quite funny. But I think it has been done on purpose. So we're halfway past the race. A safety car will be in this lap, so that means that we will be racing again. DRS will not be enabled yet. Ooh, Monster making the overtake on Mike Taylor. I don't think that's allowed. So let's go back to the front of the pack. It will be Thomas leading this safety car, and the guys are warming up their tires as much as possible. And Thomas is going once again. Remy did not see that coming. He did not see that coming. Trem, of course, did, because he was right behind Thomas earlier during this race. And here comes Trem, almost losing the front wing there. It looked like he went into the wall there, if I'm being honest. Let's have a quick look at the back of the field here. It doesn't look like anyone is able to make a move, as you're not allowed to make a move yet, though, because you need to be crossing the track, well, the finish line, to be able to make a move. And Blood Monetizer trying to stick to the toe of the Mercedes driver. There's a little bit of gap forming between Chef and Blood Monetizer, but of course that is due to the AI. Blood Diamond on the tail of the Aston Martin. Here he comes on those fresh soft tires. They will be fresh, they will be fast, and they will be good for the Alpine driver. The Aston Martin driver going a little bit off track there. Blood Monetizer, this Blood Diamond possibly making the overtake up the inside. Beautiful overtake by Blood Diamond, and his next target is going to be Hybrid Place. Munster seems to be, we might be seeing an overtake here from the Alpine driver. Right the outside he goes. DRS has not been enabled yet, but he's got too much straight line speed to keep himself behind that Ferrari driver. Get Smurf getting past his teammate at the moment, so you might want to go back to the front of the field. Remy on the tail of Thomas, and I'm really surprised how Remy is taking these hard tires to his advantage. Look at that. He's right on the tail of that AlphaTauri driver, who is on 3-lap old soft. So make sure to know how much faster these softs actually are, and then it gives a great reflection on how good Remy's pace is at the moment. I mean, he's able to keep up with an AlphaTauri. He's able to keep up with an AlphaTauri who's running soft tires, and he's able to keep up with an AlphaTauri who's running fresher soft tires. Remy now with the fastest lap of 1:31.6. Might want to go on board here with Monster. Trying to go down the inside, looking for a gap, but the gap was not there. He's not close enough. Through turn 1, you really need to be side by side with the guy in front of you, because otherwise I don't think you will be able to make that move. It's just such a slow corner, and if you make a dive bomb, you will easily end up in the side of the car that is trying to make that trying to make the corner work. Seems like Trem is really looking for those curbs on the entry of every corner. Good exit coming through that part of the track. A lot of curb to be taken down the inside right there. Mounster down the straight he goes. He might possibly make an overtake. Here he comes. Is he gonna make a deep dive bomb? Possibly. Mounster looking down the inside and he's gonna back out of it. PD out of the race, retired from the session, and another virtual safety car situation here. That gives me a bit of time to look at the chat because I've seen a very long text. Liquid gas. It was a Valtteri Bottas at Hungary into turn 1 and got a massive shunt to the rear, then taken out as I slowly rejoined the track. My tires never cooled. Then my rear kicked out and trying to recover. Fair enough. Try to invite you again. I will be doing that, Gregory. And my apologies, by the way, guys. It doesn't look like you're online, Gregory. Doesn't look like you're online, mate. My apologies. Oh, we've got a full safety car. Oh, a lot of drivers coming into the pits. Ah, perfect, Liquid. Amazing. PD has left the session though, but he's already out of the race, so. A lot of guys going on to the mediums. Are we seeing any double stacks? We might be seeing a double stack from the Alpine team. Blood Diamond drops back to P10. He had one set of softs left in the tank, and he will be able to use them right now. Blood Monetizer leading the race on those hard tires. And I think we had a Diamond fan. I thought it was rooting for both the Blood guys, but apparently he's only rooting for one of them, being Diamond. Diamond currently in P10, but those soft tires will work in his advantage. 12 more laps to go. I do definitely think you can take those softs with you till the end of the race. I'm not sure about 4-level mediums. I think they difficult. I think it might be possible, but you need to be good with them. I'm just gonna blow my nose again real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Let's have a quick look with the penalties. We've got only one driver with penalties. So that does mean that it's not very likely to have penalties here around Miami. Trem being the only one on 3 seconds of a time penalty. Oh, I'm so tired, guys. It didn't really cause any issues. It did cause some... how should I explain that? I don't think it caused too many issues. I do know that a lot of guys were stuck behind the safety car. Behind your AI, behind the safety car. What am I saying, guys? By the way, I'm usually very fluent with my English. Today is just, I'm so tired, guys. I've been having exams for three days straight, and I've got another one next Friday. So I'm just a little bit tired. Exhausted is the right word I was looking for. Position changes wise, we are looking at Blood Monetizer gaining 4. He came from P5. We've got Hybrid Plays gaining 8. He came all the way from P10. So not a great qualifying from the Ferrari driver, but he's definitely taken that strategy to his maximum advantage. Then you've got Thomas gaining 1 position. Remy losing 3. He came from pole position, but I do think he will be able to gain a couple of positions again. Trem gaining 1. Mike Taylor gaining 5. You've got Get Smurf gaining 4. Both Mounster and Vexman didn't gain a single position. Blood Diamond came from P3, dropped all the way to P7. had a little bit of a crash together with Chef, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, that's true. Chef, your AI did cause a bit of troubles, but I think that wasn't the fault of the AI, but it could be wrong. Chef came all over here from P13 to P11 at the moment. Gained 2 positions. Then of course we've got our 2 DNF drivers. PD came from P8, dropped to P12. And we've got Liquid Gas coming from P2, dropped all the way to P13. Unfortunately, we've got green flags again. And I'm really wondering how a Blood Monetizer... Motorizer. What am I saying? Monetizer. Motorizer. Oh, Jesus. Alright, Blood Motorizer. Coming around the last part of the track. When is he going to go? He's going to go right now. And I think Hybrid Plays saw that coming from miles away because he's right on the tail. And I do think that Blood Motorizer was accelerating there, so he had no right to slow down again. And we've got green flags and go, go, go! Nobody will be able to make a move in the last part of the track. They are going to be allowed to make a move in the first part of the track. And I think that is what Remy is planning to do. Right on the tail of Thomas, making the overtake. Down the inside, was looking for it though, but he didn't decide to do it. And Remy is patiently waiting at the moment, looking for the right moment. Oh, what a switchback from Remy! Down the inside he goes. Oh, and he almost taps out the AlphaTauri. Thomas almost going into the wall right there. Down the straight he goes. Oh man, that was really close from Remy. Beautiful switchback he made right there. And we've seen that from, I think it was Liquid Gas before. Thomas down the inside of the Ferrari car right now as he's up into P2. And Remy will make quick work out of the Ferrari driver. Down the inside he goes. Look at that. Easy move from the McLaren driver. And I think Hybrid Plays will just... He's just happy that he gained 6 positions already. He's possibly going to get that position. Give that position back to his teammate. So you might want to go back to the guys at the back of the grid. Blood Diamond only lost 6 positions. Well, only lost 6 positions. He might only lose 5 if he gets past the Red Bull driver as soon as possible. Remy getting past the Alpine driver. It is definitely looking like it. Let's have a quick look. Up the inside he goes. And he's also down the inside of the AlphaTauri driver, having another battle. Thomas and Remy. Remy around the outside at the moment. Will Thomas make the deep dive bomb? And it does look like it up the inside. But he's going to back out of it. Remy gave him enough space to make the overtake, but he decided to not take him. He's just going to wait. Thomas being on those medium tires. Let's have a quick look at the tires again. Both drivers running 3-lap-old medium tires. And another safety car. Another safety car situation. Someone has crashed out, and I think that might be the Ferrari car, but I could be wrong. A Chef coming into the pits to go onto the soft tires. A Monster making the overtake on Mike Taylor, which is not allowed, of course, in a safety car situation. Liquid Gas in the chat says we have not had a safety car in 3 races. Never had a red flag before either. This is what Miami is for. Unfortunately, I couldn't agree more. I absolutely despise the track. It is an awful track to race on. I mean, we've seen some beautiful moves here already, though, which is lovely to see. You know, the guys are clean with each other. From what I've seen, they're clean with each other. And it's just good racing overall, you know. The guys having sort of similar pace because they're running realistic performance. It's just lovely to see. It's just lovely to see. So hopefully we're going to be seeing no more safety cars. Hopefully this is going to be the last one, but you never know. Will anyone come into the pits though? I think Blood Motorizer, Monster, and Mike Taylor might come into the pits to go into the soft tires. But do they have enough soft tires left? We might see Remy and Thomas come into the pits though, but I wouldn't suggest it. Oh, Remy is coming into the pits. Oh, he's coming out again. He crossed the... Oh, I don't think that's allowed. I don't think that's allowed, Remy. Oh, he crossed the pit entry line, the full white line. I don't think that is allowed. That might be a penalty. Liquid Gas, you're one of the owners, or at least league admins. What's your thoughts on that? I think Thomas is the owner of the league, so he definitely saw that Remy crossed the pit lane entry line. Oh, Blood Motorizer did not come into the pits. 9-lap-old Hearts. That is quite an interesting gamble. Munster did come into the pits. Hybrid plays 2. Tram 2. Tram is going to lose that position to Chef as he had a double stack though. Chef now up into P10, gained 3 positions. You might want to go on board with a Blood Motorizer again. 9-lap-old hards. It's just so difficult for Blood Motorizer to keep that position, if I'm being honest. You know, you've got the soft tire winners behind you. You've got Mike Taylor, who's on fresher hard tires. You've got Vaxman being on fresher medium tires. It's just a gamble not coming into the pits, if I'm being honest. You know, it's just... there's only going to be 7 more laps to go. So, I mean, all props to him. He wants to have that track position. But is that going to benefit at the end of the race? I'm not sure. So I kind of lost what I wanted to say before. It's already the 4th safety car, if I'm not mistaken, or the 3rd. Okay, so the stewards, me being one of them, are not too impressed. Car number 28, Rami, under investigation. Oh. That is spicy. Because if he's battling for a race win, I just had to go back and see what happened there. In my opinion, it is crossing the white line, right? Because, wait, are you able to show that? Right? Oh, jeez. Oh, no, we missed it. All right. No, we missed it. All right. Maybe I'm able to visualize it real quick. I'll try to picture it in your head. So you've got, look at the camera here, guys. I'll wave a little bit. So you've got the pit entry, which is, it's the other way around. So it's like this, and then it's like this. And you've got the track being, wait, hold up. I don't know how to visualize it because it's the other way around. Wait, I'll do it like this. So right, you've got the pit entry, which is like this. Then you've got the line here, and then this is where the track and the pit entry splits, right? So he came in the pits and he crossed right before when that split entry, was there, but the line was already full. So I'm not sure. He did cross a full line, but he didn't cross the whole pit entry, if you know what I mean. I mean, in my own event, it would be a penalty though, because I knew exactly what he was doing. He was coming into the pits, trying to gamble, hoping that Thomas would come into the pits too. But he saw that Thomas did not come into the pits, so he went out again, and he just wants to be on the same strategy as Thomas, because he knew if he was going to pits right now, he would have dropped all the way to P8. P7, my apologies. Oh, safety car in this lap again. We're going to be racing pretty soon. So he was going to drop back to P7, and that, I mean, Thomas being in P1 then, it would have been such a hard thing to do, trying to get back up the field. But we've seen many position changes already today. I mean, I think we've had more than 5 race leaders. Right now we've got Rami, we had Thomas, we had an Aston Martin, we had a Ferrari, we had a Red Bull, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here comes Rami. Around the last corner he goes, and he's already going full throttle. Thomas did not get caught sleeping, although a little bit though. Look at that, 6/10, and Bloody Motorizer is down by 1 second. He's possibly going to get overtaken by Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor up the inside. He's not going to go for it. He was looking to make a move down the inside, but he's going to have a better exit coming through this part of the track right now. Oh, almost goes into the back of the Alpine driver. And now he has a little bit of understeer because of the dirty air he's having at the moment here in Miami. And the lovely thing about Miami is that you have a lot of walls on the outside. And I love tracks where there's a lot of walls, because that means you cannot get a lot of penalties, which cannot ruin your race. Of course, you can ruin your own race by clipping the wall and having a front wing, a broken front wing. But I think the guys are a little bit more careful with not touching the wall rather than having track warnings. Here comes Blood Diamond down the inside of Mike Taylor. Down the straight they go. He will make up that position. And he goes right behind his teammate. A Blood Motorizer and Blood Diamond currently in P3 and P4 for the Alpine team. And what a duo. This is a beautiful race from the both of them. A good strategy from Blood Diamond earlier in this race. going on to the soft tires, but he will have to be on those soft tires for 6 more laps. Will he be able to pull that off? I think his teammate is going to let him go through, isn't he? Blood Diamond down the straight he goes. ERS a little bit open. This is going down his side. He cannot take Mike Tyler with him though, but I don't think Mike Tyler is up there also. And Blood Diamond makes the overtake on his teammate. A Monster also side by side with the Red Bull driver. Gets Smurf going a little bit too deep into that corner. Almost goes into the wall right there. This Monster retakes P6 from the Red Bull driver. And now Vexman is trying to make his way past the Red Bull driver. He's 7/10 behind Get Smurf. Not too far behind. And I think Get Smurf was taking a look up the inside, but he decided to not go for it. We've got a heavy battle for the lead of the race. Thomas and Rami. 5 more laps to go after this one. And who will catch the race win? Will it be the McLaren or will it be the AlphaTauri? They definitely need to benefit from the DNF that Liquid Gas had, because he's not going to score any points on for the Drivers' Championship today. And both these drivers being very, very close behind the Haas. I mean, not very close, but they're close in the Drivers' Championship, you know, in position-wise. Not points-wise, but position-wise. Monster making the overtake on Vex, and he's going to make another overtake on Mike Tyler. No, it's the other way around. It's Monster making the overtake on Mike Tyler, and now making an overtake on Blood Motorizer. Motorizer trying to defend that position from Mike Tyler still. He's on 12 lap old hards. Quite a long time on the hard tires already. And we will be seeing him struggle pretty soon. Almost goes into the wall there. Look at that overtake from Mike Tyler around the outside. Beautiful overtake. And unfortunately, we have to announce a penalty for car 28 being Rami. Gets a 5-second time penalty added to his finish time due to crossing the white line of the pit entry. As we can see, Trim now making the overtake, and the DRS has been enabled. So this might be something that Rami needs to take in consideration when battling with Thomas this heavily, because he can battle with Thomas, but that is only going to cost him time to Blood Diamond. And he needs to be outside that 5 second of Blood Diamond. So while battling, you're going to lose time, and you're going to lose possibly a position to the Alpine driver. So that is really something that Rami needs to think of right now. He's definitely going to lose that position to Thomas. Only Thomas needs to make a mistake, and he's going to be able to run away, but still, there's no point in battling at the moment. But he doesn't know that yet. I don't know if he's got the stream on the background. No idea. Here comes Vexman around the outside of Blood Motorizer, making the overtake. Thomas getting past Rami. Side by side they go. Rami not giving up. Around the outside he goes. And Thomas almost putting him to the wall. Rami retaking the position. Down the inside he goes. And he's battling like he's going to win this race. But he's got that 5-second time penalty, of course, which he needs to take in mind. And, you know, it's just such an unfortunate penalty, if I'm being honest. Mike Taylor getting a 3-second time penalty. That is also a very unfortunate one. Because he's going to lose a position to Vexman and possibly to Blood Motorizer too. Here comes Thomas. Around the outside he goes. Medium tires enabled, but both drivers are running medium tires. Rami making a position back up again down the inside, and Thomas not giving up. Heading into lap 26 out of the 29. Rami doesn't seem to have too much ERS left. Thomas still has plenty of ERS in the tank. Around the outside he goes. And he might be able to make a switchback work. Rami going too deep into turn 1. Oh, they almost end up into each other. Collide is the word I was looking for. They almost collide. And this is going to be the battle of the Titans here in Miami. 3 more laps to go. And who will run away with the on-track race win? Let's go on board with Mike Taylor here, as he's trying to get a little bit closer to the Ferrari driver. He got overtaken by him, and he already lost about 1 second there in turn 6, 7, and 8. Thomas now getting past Rami again. Around the outside he goes, and they've had a couple of battles through this part of the track already, and a couple of Rami down the inside again, and it's the same way how he did it before. It's the same way of how he did it before. Thomas will make the overtake with the use of DRS down the straight. And look at that, Blood Diamond just gaining so much time to these two. It is crazy. Rami is battling for... I mean, he's punishing himself at this point of the race. You know, he's got that 5-second time penalty. Battling with Thomas will only cost him positions rather than gain him positions. Thomas knows that. And also does Blood Diamond. And Blood Diamond is trying to take the McLaren driver with him. And as I said before, the Alpine drivers are looking great. But look at the McLaren drivers. Rami and Munster both being in the top 5. Here comes Thomas around the outside. Both drivers are going to have a heated battle with each other again. Is Rami going to go wide again? He's not making the same mistake like he did the lap before. Heading into lap 27 out of the 29. And Blood Diamond, how much more time will he gain to these two? Thomas having a lot of ERS saved. Look at that. More than 70% in the tank. And Blood Diamond's soft tires are definitely looking great. He's also taking Munster with him back to the top 2. Mike Taylor on the tail of Vexman. I think Vexman just made the overtake on the medium tires. What is Chef going to do on the tail of the Alpine driver at the moment? Down the inside it goes. Look at that move from Chef. Beautifully done. Vexed. No, it's Blood Motorizer trying to make a switchback work, but it didn't work out quite nice there. Chef lights are blinking. Unfortunately, he's going to get overtaken again. Blood Motorizer with the use of DRS. Around the outside he goes. Beautifully done by the Alpine drivers. We might want to go back to the front of the grid. Moudster is going to make it very difficult for Blood Diamond to catch up to the top 2. Because when these guys are going to start battling with each other, it'll be even more difficult. Yeah, gets smurfed on the tail of the Ferrari driver at the moment as they're coming through that that last part of sector 2. Oh, and he spins. There goes Get Smurfed. Oh, needs to watch out though. Cannot afford to lose his rear wing. Although I think heading into lap 28, you've got nothing to lose anyway. And I think Thomas will now run away. He will use a lot of DRS down the straight. And he's just going to try and pull away from Rami at this point. Look at how much DRS he's got saved. More than 80%. And as you can see on Rami's car, his lights are blinking. So that means he's got less than 10%. Munster on the tail of Blood Diamond. Doesn't have too much DRS left. Neither does Blood Diamond. So these two will be battling for the race win. But we can possibly see post-race penalties like we are going to be seeing one with Rami. Trem getting another 3-second time penalty that will cost him possibly 1 or 2 positions. Here comes Munster around the outside of Blood Diamond with the use of DRS. Down the straight they go. Blood Diamond not giving up. Down the inside it goes. Oh, they clinch wheels with each other. As it seems like Blood Diamond is going wide to leave some space for Munster. Munster giving back that position. That is lovely to see. Munster knew that he fucked up there. He gave that position back to the Alpine driver, and now they're heading into the last lap of this race. With a clean sheet. Nobody is going to report anyone. And that is, of course, lovely to see. DRS wide open for the McLaren driver. Or did he do it strategically? That could also be the thing. To have DRS down the straight. That could be also the thing. Maybe I'm just thinking these guys are too nice towards each other. Munster in P3. He's gonna run away with a P1 and a P3. While the McLaren team is gonna run away with the P1 and a P3 at the moment. Blood Diamond on the tail of Munster. He's got no ERS left, and he's keeping it enabled through the corners. Don't do that, Blood Diamond. Why are you doing that? No, no. That's even a bigger risk of crashing out, if I'm being honest. Look at that. He's just enabling it throughout the corners. That is not the right approach. Blood Diamond wants to get that extra pace down the corners. He doesn't want to use it down the straights. He wants to use it down the corners. So DRS wide open for Blood Diamond. We might want to have a quick look with the front of the field. Thomas getting past the McLaren driver. ERS wide open. And he will be able to drain all of that ERS down the straight. He's got plenty of left in the tank. And also at the back of the field, we will have a very interesting battle between Mike Taylor, Blood Motorizer, and Chef. Chef is going to get that position from the Aston Martin driver anyway. Oh, look at that. Rami trying to make a switchback work. And now Thomas will drain all of the ERS he's got. That is just simply lovely. Look at him pulling away. Oh, there's nothing Rami can do. ERS wide open. And he's been saving that all race just for this exact moment. He's defending the inside line. Rami has got nothing against the AlphaTauri driver. And Thomas will run away with the race win. Well, the professional race will win. We still have to think about potential penalties. Blood Motorizer trying to get past Mike Taylor down the straight, but he's going to get that position anyway. Mike Taylor, who's got a penalty. as all the drivers are coming across the line at the moment. Chef will also gain a position from that penalty from Mike Taylor. And maybe Blood Motorizer will be able to get him to P6. Doesn't look like it. Oh, Chef! Chef winning the race. There we go. No, that's not true, by the way, guys. Chef is, I think, in P... Ooh! I think he's somewhere around P... Yeah, he is in P9. Mike Taylor is in P... No, he's in P8. And Mike Taylor is in P9. Now we've got our last driver coming across the line. The Red Bull driver in P11. And that is going to be your race here around Miami. With a good amount of battles, if I'm being honest. We had a Chef being driver of the day. That is, of course, a glitch. He's not driver of the day. He's not driver of the day. He came from P13 to P8. That is 5 positions gained, although it's not bad, though. But I think this is wrong. This is wrong. He needs to get bumped back to P8. If I'm being honest, I think Meister has done a great job. Gained 8 positions. All props to him. But our race winner is Thomas W. with a 131.4. He will also get the fastest lap point. He won the Miami Grand Prix. And then we've got Rami right behind him. And Monster in P3. So we've got a McLaren 2-3. Wait, hold up. How much? Oh, no. Okay. So Rami will still take P2. Even with that 5-second time penalty, he will be getting for crossing the pit entry white line. And we've got Blood Diamond in P4, Vexed in P5, and further we've got Trem, Blood Motorizer, Mike Taylor, Hybrid Place, Get Smurfed, and then we've got our DNFs, unfortunately. Well, Chef is somewhere here in P8. And then we've got, of course, Blood Motorizer, Mike Taylor. No, it's Blood Motorizer in P6. Oh, man. This is really messing the mind up. So, we've got 2 DNFs, unfortunately, PD and Liquid Gas. Liquid Gas, who crashed out himself, well, after a crash from someone else. I don't know what happened exactly. The guys need to review that in the steward's box. And then, of course, we have got our race done here in Miami. I'm really looking forward to next week's race. I'm just going to have a quick look what Grand Prix we will be having. Let me have a quick look in the... where's the calendar? Let me have a quick look. Oh, here we go. So calendar-wise, we are looking at Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, which is going to be next week. Gregory, do I need to do that shoey now or not? Yeah, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. You didn't want to win the race. But guys, that was going to be the comms over. I hope you guys liked this as much as I did. It was a great race. We had some good battles between the guys. We had some beautiful switchbacks in turn 7 and turn 8. So lovely. We've seen many good overtakes, not too many crashes. We did see a lot of safety cars and a red flag too. And hopefully that is not going to be the case next week in Saudi Arabia. But guys, thank you very much for watching the live stream. I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. Make sure to like the live stream if you haven't already. Well, of course, only if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't give a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Because that, I mean, actually it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't really see them. Yeah, okay. Make sure to subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next week. This was Weeby Thomas as your commentator. Peace out.